you and the gambler are arguing with one another, and I'm trying to guide us through this trade, and you are causing a decoupling. And now it's going to be physically felt with fear of missing out on the move, fear of being stopped out, disorientation. There's going to be a day, I promise you this, whether you've ever had an anxiety attack or not, this is going to happen to you. There's going to be a time when you have a funded account or you have real money at risk and you're in a trade. Out of nowhere, your heart's going to start beating a little bit too fast. You're going to start hyperventilating. You won't really notice it until it starts. But then you're going to feel anxious. You may feel like you want to throw up, feel like you need to go to the bathroom. You're going to lose control of yourself or pass out. Feel like you can't breathe. Feels like you're not getting air, but you're hyperventilating and breathing too much. Start seeing stars. Feel like you're going to faint. Feels like the whole world is now laying on your back. And you're in a trade while all that's going on. That's an anxiety attack. That's usually when the analyst is saying, listen, it's it. Like, we're doing everything now to get your attention. So what should you be doing? Reacting. You need to react to that. But you need to be predicting the future and price. That's what we do as traders. Anybody, and I've seen this multiple times with other educators and such, anytime someone tells you your job as a trader is not to predict the price, get the fuck away from that person. That person doesn't know shit. They know nothing. They absolutely know nothing. They're leading you down the primrose lane. They're full of shit. They can't do it, and they're just trying to justify their own ignorance, period. That's the way it is. Someone in this industry tells you your job is not to try to predict the price. What the fuck are you doing if you're not doing that? How are you not trying to predict the future? If you're bullish, what does that mean? That means you're a buyer. So you're what? You're predicting that price is going to go fucking up. What kind of shit is that? Your job is not to try to predict the future, but to react to price. No, 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 no. We are predicting where price is going to go. We are anticipating that prices are going to go to a discount when we're bullish. We're knowing exactly where the fuck we're trying to buy. We know exactly where our fucking stop loss is going to be. We know exactly why the fuck we're expecting it to go up. We are not reacting to shit. Period. That's just the fucking way it is. That's the reality. That's trading. That's the real shit. That's in the trenches, real fucking trading. Any fucking body that tells you anything apart from that, you unfollow, you fucking tell them to go fuck themselves and stop spreading misinformation. That's how you handle that shit. Period. That really fucking gets under my fucking skin, man. Like, I don't like that because that's ignorance. That's fucking class A fucking ignorance masquerading as fucking wisdom. Get the fuck out of here, man. That's fucking Sesame Street fucking wisdom. React to price. Get the fuck out of here. And you're probably listening to this, so do fucking better. But you have to know when that conscious is talking to you. And if you feel unsettled, you feel uncomfortable while you're in that trade, that's the surest time signal to you that you need to react to that as I need to bail on half the trade and just kill it. And if you can't, take the whole trade off. I promise you, in the first few times that you do it, it'll feel like, especially if it runs further, it'll feel like that's the worst advice you ever received. But I promise you, it will serve you better than anything else. Because it takes so much more for the human mind to go through that stressful endeavor of holding through that shit. When you're new, you don't have any experience. You have none. You're going through it. So yes, At some point, you will have to submit to it. But initially, when you're developing, when you first get that first experience, you do not dig your heels in and say, I'm holding on for dear life. You master yourself. You reward yourself. You've taken the risk up to that moment. You've submitted to the trade idea up to that moment. But something is occurring and you don't know. I don't know if it's your experience that you've now gained that's trying to communicate to you through your content saying, okay, this is no longer a viable setup. You don't know that yet. So the first instances of this occurring in your development and you're in a live trade where you have real money at risk, you take half the trade off. I promise you that's the best advice that you're going to get regarding that moment. That instance of where you're in there and you feel like you're completely out of control. You can't focus. You can't come to the decision of get in, I'm not get in, but stay in the trade or get out. If you're in that arm wrestling match ever, and it's a live account trade when there's real money, and you are wrestling with, should I get in? Or I'm sorry, should I get out of the trade or should I hold on to it? If you are completely wrestling with that and you can't even focus on what price is doing right now, you're being distracted by that. So you won't be able to watch order flow. You won't be able to receive the information that price is going to tell you because you're watching the likelihood of you being right slip out from your hands. And that pursuit of being right overtakes the logic that puts you into the trade or would keep you in the trade. It doesn't feel clear at the time. You feel like you're losing your mind. And if you're in a panic attack or anxiety attack while it's going on, that makes it worse. But I promise you, 10 minutes after you close the trade or take half off, it goes away. You'll see things a little bit clearer. If you're in panic, if you're disoriented in a trade and you start worrying about whether you should stay in or get out, half the trade comes off. Walk away, minimum 10 minutes. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. If it comes back and hits your stop, who cares? You're comfortable with that. If it goes to target, who cares? You were expecting that anyway. But 10 minutes. Because what happens is if you remove yourself from the stimulation that causes the anxious moment and what if thinking, you've now immediately reacted to the emergency that your mind's saying that you're in when there really isn't. There is no emergency. But you don't realize that at the time. So to master yourself and your emotions and the psychological warfare that you're putting yourself through is you take half the trade off, make sure the stop's at better than break even, and you submit to the rest of the move. Whatever happens, happens. But you must walk away, leave the room where your charts are, minimum 10 minutes. It's going to feel like you want to rush back in there and just peek and see what's going on. Don't. Do something else. Take a walk, go grab something to drink, stretch out. Let 10 minutes pass. All of the adrenaline, the cortisol, all those hormones that your body's releasing, they'll burn off in 10 minutes if you do something other than what you were doing, which is standing still like a Ferrari in park, but with the acceleration pedal down to the floor. You're tearing the engine out. It's not meant to do that. And the only thing you're going to do is keep that panic attack going until you're probably going to get sick, pass out, or feel like you're dying and call an ambulance for nothing. And between the time you call the ambulance because you feel like you're dying, you're having chest palpitations, tightness in your chest, tingling down your arm. I would always get this tingling in the corner of my left, like the corner of my left side of my mouth. It would start tingling, and it would be like this numbness, tingling feeling that goes right up, like you were drawing a smiley face on the right side of my mouth, from the corner up to my left eye, because I'm not doing anything. I'm sitting there looking at my charts. What if this, and what if that, and what if this, and what if that? And I'm basically scaring myself, and I'm releasing adrenaline, but sitting still, doing nothing to burn it off. Your brain says there's an emergency, fight or flight. Fight or flight. Let's get it on, or let's get the hell out of here. And what am I doing? Sitting still, looking at something that I'm constantly telling myself there's an emergency. I need to make a reaction and decision. What are we doing? And I'm doing nothing. I'm what if thinking, what if thinking, and what if thinking. And then finally, cortisol, that hormone's released in my bloodstream. And now I start feeling physical symptoms, chest tightness. I'm breathing faster because my brain's been told there's an emergency right now. And I've released adrenaline. Now my heart races faster. And cortisol is a stress hormone that once it hits your body, you're completely in a different state of mind. You will start feeling sweaty. You'll start maybe trembling, dizziness because you've blew off all your CO2, but it feels like